Hello to everyone. Today I'm with Antoine. It's CCNA certified since 2 weeks now. So we are going to ask some questions. Some of them it's very requested from Telegram group. So please, Antoine, tell about yourself, a bit your background.
Yes. So my name is Antoine Cicluna. I have a background. I have a degree in networking, computer networks and systems. I work as a network administrator, obviously in Malta because I live there. I do some courses there and there, networking, Security Plus, and the latest course was CCNA. Obviously, I needed that course as a stepping stone for a larger course, for example, like CCNP.
How long did you study for CCNA?
We started at work. They provided us training, but
right.
then I didn't do the exam immediately after, and that was the old course, the old CCNA. Then in February of last year, obviously the material changed to when they upgraded the material. I started from the beginning, CCNA, on my own, and then I did obviously the exam around 6 months. 6 months after I started on my own.
Okay, so, cool.
Duration was 6 months. And
where did you take the exam? At home or on the center?
I wanted obviously to do it at ICE Malta. It's an institute where they do the exams. However, due to COVID restrictions, they are closed. So I had no choice. Basically, I have two options: or either to do it at home, or to wait till May.
Yeah,
but I wanted to do it right now, so I chose from home.
From home. And what regulation did you make for take the exam at home? I mean, what do you need to do?
First of all, I prefer at home. I prefer from home, basically. That's the first thing, because obviously you can wear what you want. You're more comfortable. You know, you're using your own equipment. It's not someone else's PC, so you're more comfortable. As the restrictions, the desk where you're taking the exams needs to be empty, 100%. Just one monitor, only one, because I have to. They told me to disconnect the second monitor and turn it around. They are very strict on that. So, because I used the webcam, I showed her my desk. It was a woman, and she told me remove everything, even a biro. I had a biro. Told me remove it from this. I said, well, what can I do from a biro? What? I had to remove it. I had a headphone stand. I had to remove it as well. Like, they are very strict. I just needed the keyboard and one monitor.
That's all.
That's it. And there is someone watching you during the exam all the time.
Okay.
Yes, and if you need something, there is a button, obviously, for chat. You press it, and they will be alerted that you need something. They will text you, listen, you want something? How can I help?
Okay, so they cannot. They don't speak with you. You're just typing.
During the exam, yes, but before the exam starts, the individual calls you on a mobile, and obviously they communicate with you via the mobile before the exam.
Okay.
And with the webcam, obviously you show them your desk. Then you disconnect from your mobile and you text only via chat. That's it.
Chat. And how many questions was in the exam?
I had 104 total questions.
Wow.
I was expecting around 120.
104.
104, yes.
When I took the CCNA exam, where question was between 50-60.
56. What I heard was, okay, you had 56, but you had also simulations, right?
Right. Yeah.
Now they removed the simulations and they increased the multiple questions. Yes.
Okay. So, and which one was the most question? I mean, did you find more question about routing, about so for example SPF, about IPv6, etc.?
There are obviously the amount of questions. It's very distributed on all topics. There wasn't only one topic where the majority was on that topic. So it's very fair about topics. I found it the most difficult on IPv6. There were around 4
questions.
Obviously, due to lack of experience on IPv6, because we learned obviously on IPv4 majority.
Of course.
But they ask you Cisco DNA versus traditional networking, management tools, STP, rapid
automation.
Automation, yes.
Even wireless.
Wireless, yes, they ask you, yes, on controllers, security, wireless security as well.
Okay, then. Did you find any question about BGP?
BGP, there was only one, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, you need to choose the one to advertise the BGP network with subnet mask. Yes. But personally, I found IPv6 mostly, but it depends on the individual, obviously.
Of course, IPv6. Who knows IPv6? And then
but I think it's mostly of experience. If you know it, it's not that.
No, of course, it's good to know. But at the end of the day, when you're using IPv6, never.
Exactly.
So, and the last question for you: do you have any advice for the people who are watching the video and also the students as well?
Yes. Obviously, you need to review each topic, because some of the mistakes are that you focus only on IP routing and switching, for example, or for example, focus on OSPF and the IGRP only. No, focus on everything, even automation, wireless, everything. Focus on each topic individually.
Sorry, you're mentioning ERGRP, but did you find the question about ERGRP?
I think there was one, if I remember correctly.
Because on the books, on the new certification, I didn't
there
find
was,
any
yes,
topic.
I remember.
Any topic about ERGRP on the book?
The one that there was ERGRP, it wasn't, if I remember correctly, it was how does ERGRP choose the routes? I need to choose, it's the best feasible path. And
the feasible distance and the feasible
and the backup path.
Exactly.
Okay. That was the only one that I had. So
okay, nothing.
There was OSPF as well, but I mean, if you review the topics, I mean, shouldn't find any difficulty.
Okay, then. Okay. Thank you very much for this interview, and man, all the best.
Thank you a lot, man. It was nice. Thank you.